Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. It's important to know the rules of the modern world, and NBC News says that men can have babies. I will come back to the men having babies theme in a minute, but first I want to talk about whales. A lot of people in New Jersey believe that offshore wind farms are killing a significant number of whales. The New Jersey state government denies this and says that it's actually global warming killing the whales, not the wind farms. Apparently, carbon dioxide is specifically targeting whales located near wind farms offshore of New Jersey. That story doesn't sound very credible, but under the current rules, government's officials can blame anything on climate change. Before green energy started killing whales, big oil saved them. Many cities used to be lit by whale oil, but the discovery of oil in Pennsylvania in the 1850s made it possible to transition away from whale oil and start using petroleum instead. In the 1850s, the industrialization of the United States caused a rapid increase in demand for illuminants and lubricants. Whale oil had been widely used for both, and its price soared to $2.50 a gallon. Substitutes were developed, and vegetable oils partly replaced whale oil as a lubricant. In England, a method of distilling kerosene from coal was developed, and a coal oil industry was rapidly growing in this country. Around this same time, a group of New Haven capitalists submitted a sample of the Seneca oil or petroleum, which was found as a scum on certain springs in western Pennsylvania, to Benjamin Silliman, the famous chemist and mineralogist at Yale. After a thorough analysis, he reported that it was a mixture of oils which could be separated by fractional distillation into components having very valuable lubricating and illuminating qualities. The development of new sources of oil eliminated the need for whale oil. The petroleum oil and coal oil industries literally saved the whales, and they also made it possible to end slavery. The 1899 edition of Encyclopedia Britannica explained this. Prior to the introduction of mechanized farming, slavery was ubiquitous. It wasn't possible to feed the population of cities at a reasonable cost without very low-priced labor. Voltaire said, "The comfort of the rich is dependent on an adequate supply of the poor." The process of ending slavery began in the late 18th century with the invention of the cotton gin. In 1807, not long after the cotton gin was invented, Congress passed an act to make the slave importation ban official. And now our food supply is almost completely dependent on fossil fuel-powered mechanized agriculture. Oil is essential for growing the food and for transporting the food to market. Billions of people around the world depend on fossil fuels for their day-to-day comfort and survival. If we were deprived of oil, our civilization would quickly collapse into chaos. And apparently that's the goal of the Just Stop Oil movement. They like to do things like defacing great works of art in museums and blocking the roads with their bodies. The police in many locations won't do anything to stop these eco-terrorists from interfering in everybody else's lives. So this man took things in his own hands and pushed these eco-terrorists out of the way, and the police came and promptly arrested him. Apparently the police are fine with these eco-terrorists blocking the road, but they get very upset if any private citizens try to do the job which the police are supposed to be doing. Authorities seem to be fine with protesters interfering with many aspects of other people's lives, but they get very upset if anybody tries to block an abortion clinic. In fact, that's a federal offense. So there's a simple solution for this guy who's trying to just get past these eco-terrorists who are blocking the road. He should have just told the police that he was on his way to get an abortion, and then the police would have had to let him go through. Under the current rules, blocking that man from getting an abortion would have been considered a federal offense. Toto thinks it's very important to play by the current rules. You can visit Toto, Kyrie Caesar, Tokiupla, and the 4 new puppies on the web at realclimatescience.com.